Start recording, and we're going to start video, and take it away, Counselor.
Okay, we're on the record. I'm Attorney Gary Oberst. I'm the hearing officer for today. To my right, representing the city of Norwalk, is John Hayducky, who is the deputy zoning officer. When I call your matter, come and sit at the table. Interested parties who may be zooming in will be able to voice their opinions. What will happen is the city will present its findings, the respondent will have an opportunity to be heard, and the interested party may be heard. We'll then try to reach some kind of solution, and if not, I will make a decision. If you have any questions, you can bring them to my attention when I call your matter. First matter.
All right, first matter today is going to be 7 Orlando Place. If you're looking on the agenda, it's number 2. Number 1 has not quite arrived yet, so we're.
Let me put this with.
Oh yeah, it's my fault. Put that there. Absolutely. And this is a new one, so there's not much here. But we'll start with the normal housekeeping for notification and there you go, for notification purposes. And if anybody who's following along cannot see any of this, feel free to raise your hand here and I will grab you. Those are people out there, obviously everybody here is following along.
Big crowd.
It's a huge crowd here, I think. I mean that sarcastically, I think. But let's see. Slowly but surely. And I'll get this work out here. Okay, so 7 Orlando Place. We have a complaint which was submitted June 11th, 2020.
You've seen this?
You know, I think you already.
Yeah, then they may have sent that to you at some point. That's the whole email. Yeah. And that is what is up here. There we go. There we go. I think that's only the 2 pages there. I didn't copy all the. And we also got a reference from our esteemed blight officer for the city of Norwalk, who's in attendance today. I see.
I see that now.
Sure can. There we go. So that's the second page on there. And this is the city tax records for the owner of record, which is, forgive me if I butcher this, but Laszlo Kezmarki.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. There we go. Look at that.
That's you, right?
And he's here today and just said housekeeping. That's the notice of violation sent to the owner of record. And that's on the screen here. And I didn't copy it, but there's the green card for return receipt for certified mail.
Okay, that's you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then here's the citation. And I have that here. I had to send 2 because I had the corrected address, but we also have Constable Bondi's service here as well. And obviously Constable Bondi's service was accurate because we have a body here today.
Well, or the green card did it, whatever. Okay,
Okay.
so we're here.
We're here.
All right, so now we're here. What's the problem?
So the problem is we got storage of,
Excuse me, you know,
sorry.
I'm going to swear on the witness.
go ahead.
You
Right again.
swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Okay, so we scroll down a little bit on here for the party and audience at home. Oh, there it is. I scanned it last. Huh. Hey, surprise myself sometimes. I'll get this right one day, Counselor. I will.
Hey,
I'm telling
You're
you.
never going to do it.
I'm never going to do it right. I'm never going to get it right. So here was the initial inspection, June 15th, 2020. What we have, an excavator, a trailer on one side of the house, and on the opposite side, you have a white dump truck. And
So looking
yeah, right.
this way,
Yeah, looking into the house, this is not, if you're facing the house, the left side of the house.
right,
And then that's the trailer in front.
and then
and dump truck right there.
Where's that? Where's the house?
The house is, oh, let me go back here. Right here. So the house is right here.
I see, put it this side and you take
Yeah.
a picture, there's a dump truck.
Yeah, I'm gonna try, there's nothing in the front there.
That's on your property, this truck?
Huh?
That's
Yeah.
it? Yes.
Let's see here. What next date did I put on here? Here we go. On August 10th, 2020, wash, rinse, and repeat. Same,
Was he notified between June and August?
the original notice was, the original notice of violation was June 18th.
Okay, again on June 15th, this is what was going on, you have any objection to those pictures?
No.
And then in August, seems very similar with the product. Was everything there all that time?
I think so, yeah.
Okay,
There's a lot of, I like on the back of your shampoo bottles, wash, rinse, and repeat. So I didn't copy everything
okay.
on here, onto here. Let me just see what the next date I had on here was. There's a close-up from, that was on the back page of that. This is, what was this one? 9/24, here we go. So again, much the same, except I think the excavator was just relocated to the back in that picture, and there it is.
Okay.
There's on the other side. And for the sake of saving time, this was this morning, and I'll roll down on that here.
Okay.
I like to have a lot of stuff on the record, but in a situation like this, I think we'll be all
Yeah,
right.
that's good, we got it.
And this is today. So we have the trailer in front still, and sorry. So basically what we just need is, need those gone. And,
Okay, so back in June, you knew that these didn't belong here.
Yeah, well, I went in for a treatment. It's a couple stents, so I was kind of out of it. But I have to sit down and talk to my brother about it, because what's going to happen is probably I'm going to pull a permit, open up a permit to redo that house during the winter time. And eventually the whole yard is going to get redone. And that's why the equipment is there. And that's why there's fill in the back.
I think there's sort of a couple pictures there with some fill, but it was very minor, so we didn't detect that.
But you're in violation. You can't leave that here.
Well, it's going to be gone, but we're going to start to do some work on that house because it's been empty for over 10 years.
It's gonna be gone, it's not a, it's gonna be gone when?
Huh? As soon as we finish the work with it, because there's going to be,
How much time do you need?
huh?
How much
I'm
time?
looking for probably to pull the permit in December.
But we
And then,
would, yeah, we would need the permit pulled a little sooner. If you pull
All
a
right.
permit, we're a little bit more, shall we say, open with what is stored on the property. So, if we could, I mean, I think it would be reasonable to ask for 30 days, because if for anything that's on the interior, you're gonna need to draw some plans up, and we're gonna have to get a narrative of what's going on.
all right,
So I think it would be very reasonable for somebody to pull a minor, you're not building a whole new house.
No.
So it'd be very reasonable for that and then at that point, we do have also the reasonable expectation that it gets done in a timely manner. So the permit will not remain open for a year, 18 months, it has to be done in a timely manner. If that helps at all.
What do you think?
so I'm looking for like 6 to 8 months.
Now, what do you think, how long is it gonna take you to pull a permit?
I could pull the permit probably beginning of December.
What's so hard about pulling a permit? You need five.
Huh?
Why do you need 5 weeks to pull a permit?
Because the taxes are gonna be paid this month. I owe taxes on the house. So basically, I'm kind of waiting until I pay the taxes in November.
Well, that's very true. We cannot pull a permit without taxes being up to date.
Okay,
So I would say me a little bit, work me a little bit on the Navy. You can get it to me by thanks, at least you can still apply for a permit. We just can't issue it to you. So if you can get me an application with a plan and a permit application, say by Thanksgiving.
All right, I'll try to do it by Thanksgiving because I want to pay the taxes on that last week, right before December, before the interest goes on it.
All right, so you'll try to do it. If you don't do it, I'm gonna fine you.
All right.
So
All right.
it'd be cheaper to do it than to not do it.
Permit's only $100. So,
All
so it's much
All
easier to do that.
You can be fined, say, understand, $150 a day,
All right, yeah.
and this has been going on.
All right.
We're gonna, since Mr. Hayducky is recommending that I'll go along with his position, we'll give you till Thanksgiving to have pulled the permit.
So let me just see what the date would be here. So we have, let's see, November. Well, we're not gonna have a hearing the day before Thanksgiving.
Is there any way I could pull it after Thanksgiving, say that?
Well, here's what we'll do. It'll be up to the hearing officer. We can do either the 18th or the 2nd, because we're not gonna meet on the 25th. So,
I don't understand why it takes so long to apply for a permit.
I mean, I could apply for a permit, but I won't be able to pay the taxes till like the 29th.
right,
I could apply, but,
yeah,
that's why I would kind of want the taxes paid before I apply for a permit.
What's the difference?
All right.
yeah, I mean, we'll just, like I say, if, just like with every permit that we get, we check that the taxes are paid.
Mhm.
If they're not paid, we hold on to the application. And
Uh-huh.
then once they're paid, we look it up. Most of the time, the property owner will notify us and say, hey, the taxes are paid.
All right.
We'll verify that with that piece of paper there,
Uh-huh.
and then we release the permit
All right.
to you. So I think just to make an application, to make the application, doesn't matter that your taxes are paid.
All right.
It's the date, the 18th.
18th, yeah, that's fair.
Okay, right. I find you in violation. I'm not gonna fine at this time. Continue to November 18th. Oral notice, meaning you're getting notice right now that it's on November 18th. You're not getting anything in the mail.
All right.
And
And then what I'll do, I'll put my,
apply for permit. Let's see this move along.
there we go. Put my email on there.
All right.
After this one, we'll grab some cards, but,
If you have any questions, you can always call Mr. Hayden.
absolutely.
All right. Pick up the paperwork for the application for.
I can email that to you, and it's also available on our website.
Oh, all right.
And you just
All right,
download
I
it.
figured I'd just get it now. But-
Yeah, but because of the whole
Oh, all right.
thing.
All right.
Yeah. Normally I would. Normally I'd run over and get you one,
Yeah.
but it's all electronic now.
Oh, all right. Since I was here, I figured I'd get the paperwork now.
No, you're as good as you can get right now. So we are done with 7 Orlando Place. I'm gonna pause recording.
And that,
Again.
Okay, sir, state your name,
Christopher Allen.
raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay. So this is, for those of you, well, there's nobody here, for anybody following along at home that may just not be up on my screen. This is item number 4 on our agenda today. And because this is a new, a new file to the process, we have to do the whole housekeeping gig. So there is the complaint which was filed.
You'll be able to see it on the screen.
Yeah, we're gonna pull that up. And we're going to do a brush. There we go. Kind of disconcerting when there's a file that says debug. It's a little, I think this will be fine. There we go, okay. So the first sheet down the screen there, and it's also on the table, is the initial complaint, which was filed on February 5th, 2020. This is one that I got it in my little backlog I had. COVID wreaked havoc with my scheduling. So that's why this is all the way back from February.
Sure.
Good news, I can use that excuse, right? I mean, everybody else does, I can use it.
Why not?
Why not? So that's the complaint that was submitted. This is the tax form, which verifies the ownership of the property. Christopher Allen, who is here today. And so we sent notice to said address. And so there's the, there we go. There's the notice. And there's and then we move on to the citation. And last but not least, stating today's hearing, Constable Bondi's service.
Okay.
And we have a body in the chair over there, so notification was successful.
I swear who he is, okay.
And I think he agrees to who he is.
Yes, sir.
So basically, when this complaint was filed, this was actually still an active complaint from my predecessor, Vladimir. I don't know if you ever met him before, but it was an active complaint back from 2014. So,
Really?
yeah.
I
So,
never, 2014, I mean, that was, 6 years ago?
yeah.
I don't even know if did I even own a house then?
Good question. But the long story short, that was there. When I first saw this, I was like, okay, this is an active complaint, an active issue. So went out and took some photographs, and I'll scroll down here. Like I said, once again, we'll get this right. Or I can just call the copier company, and actually they can tell me how I did this right. I could do that.
It's been long enough.
I could do
Get
that.
some help.
I could get some help. So here's the initial inspection. Have a trailer on the side of the property, around a large one. Let's go down to there. We have some little minor equipment, the boat, but if you look at the notice which I issued, the deputy zoning officer forgot to mention the boat, so we're not here talking about that today. But I believe it meets setbacks anyhow, so I think we'd be all right.
It's 10 feet, correct? On
Well,
the side, just to
20 feet.
clarify?
20 feet and then 40 from the front.
40.
Definitely is 40 from the front, just be the side. It probably looks okay, but we don't have to worry about that today. Don't look, you're gonna get seasick. There we go, all right. So here's picture from, yeah. When was that from? This is from, that's from the same set of photos. Okay. Oh, wait, there you go, that's the last photo. There we go. And then now the next one, here we go. Here we go. These are from July. And
Which was, I think, July was the first time that John contacted.
Yeah.
I had talking to him about the trailer and then the black truck.
right. So basically in this photo, we have two commercial vehicles, to which one is only allowed, they're under 1 ton, you're only allowed one commercial vehicle. We have some parking in the front setback that was due to several vehicles going over the grass there. And there's a large trailer again. What's the next date I got here? Hey, look at that, it's right side up. All right, we'll roll with it. That's from May 2020, I think May 18th, yep, there we go. So you can see that more shows the parking in the front setback issues than anything else.
Also shows the parking on it.
Yeah, that was just to get an idea of how the grass came to be no longer grass.
So the citation.
Yeah.
Are we going back to March, or are you going back 20 years?
Well, ours is going, this is what's in front of us today, because that is from February 2020.
So,
And the issues at hand are the trailers, the commercial vehicles, and the parking.
but I'm looking at this and saying this has only been going on since March.
Right.
Which is not really an only, but it's not been going on for years.
No, it had, this file was open, there was a file that was
It's
open.
not his problem,
Not his problem now, nope. And like I said, hopefully I didn't put too many more photos in here, just because I hate being the dead horse. tell me that was September. I can give you that one here if you wish. There we go.
So it's still going on.
Yeah, it still is. Still the same wash, rinse, and repeat. And there we go. I don't know why I circled the bolt there. I must have just been in the zone. And these are from this morning. There you go.
Okay. You have any objection to any of these photos? So it's,
Well, the trailer we already took care of.
Yeah, that's why I do
Yes.
that.
That's
just
done.
Listen, just listen.
Yes.
You have any objection to any of these photos? Or any that are not accurate?
No, not that
Okay.
I see.
All right, you're gonna get your turn. I just wanna-
Okay,
And
I'm
last
sorry.
one,
I apologize.
the reason why I wanted that, I was gonna keep going, the trailer is removed.
Okay.
So, so basically we're just down to, there's really the only contractor implements that are left is just this little guy right here.
Okay.
And then the two bigger issues, we have to make sure that one of the commercial vehicles is removed, and then the parking is, the landscaping is restored.
What happened to this trailer? That big trailer, that's the one that's going?
That's gone, yeah, the big one, that one,
Oh, okay.
so that's a good thing.
Which, it was, I moved to this correct setbacks that John had talked to me about. He said, because I gave him the copy of the registration of that trailer, which is a camp trailer registration. He said, as long as it meets the setbacks, I can put it at my house.
Right, it's a camping registration trailer, so therefore it has to move to,
That's what this is?
that's what's registered.
Yes,
That's correct.
I sent him the
So it's gonna
registration.
come back within,
Well, I hope it never comes back to that spot.
it's gonna come back with,
Yeah,
in the right spot.
we better be in the right spot, exactly. That's all, that's
So the neighbor's gonna call again.
probably is, but I got a reason that if he ever calls again, I have an explanation this time.
All right, what else we got left?
So we got, I'll use today's photos, seeing as those are probably the easiest. So there's two commercial vehicles, one, and you can only have one under 1 ton in a double A zone.
Okay.
So one would have to be removed, and then all this area would have to be grass.
Okay, the grass I get, the commercial vehicle is the gray truck, which actually I'm selling, it's up for sale, but that has combination plates on it. So how is that a commercial vehicle?
It's, our regulations are over 1 ton capacity. So if you're
So
putting
my
10 in there,
pickup truck shouldn't be at my house.
in theory,
So how does that work? I mean, a Suburban, which
Yeah.
has over 1 ton capacity, then, you know, how does
my
that?
my Jeep is over 1 ton capacity.
That's,
I
and
gotta
it's just
get
out of curiosity, like, how does that come about? And, you know, and I get, you know, the red truck's only at the house right now because I'm working on it. I'm doing some work to it. My tools are in my house. It's not staying there. It's
Yeah.
only been there, I think, a week and a half.
I don't know where you're going with this, but it sounds like you're talking yourself into having to remove other stuff.
Well, I'm just
I understand
curious,
what you're saying, but
asking questions.
I understand, but you might be getting yourself, you may not want to hear the answers. It's not a good time to do that. You can always talk to John separately.
Okay,
But I don't think you really want to be doing that in front of me.
all right. I was just
I
questions.
understand.
All right,
Yes, I understand, yep.
okay.
So let's talk about, you got to get one of those vehicles out of there. And what's involved in doing that?
I gotta finish the work on the truck and it goes.
How long is that going to take?
When I spoke on the phone, it's probably about a week.
And the grass, you're just going to plant grass and wait, and we'll watch it grow, I guess. Huh?
Yes, I mean, I already did plant some grass and it never grew because you can't water anything because we're on a water shortage right
I'm
now.
not- yeah, as long as you're telling me you're planning to do
No,
it.
yeah,
All
definitely.
right, so let's get that truck out of there. You say you need a week. So when's
We
it-
have we could do 1 week from today. We do not have anything scheduled for the 4th, which would be 2 weeks. The next one we have would be the 11th of November.
All right, so you're gonna give you to the 11th of November because you say a week, things might happen. So you got 3 weeks.
Okay,
And you can come back then and you can tell me you planted some grass seed or something, so that it's getting taken care of. If that's gone, there won't be any problems. And in fact, if it's gone, you can talk to John and we'll just continue it till the spring when the grass starts to grow.
okay.
All right, so you won't have any problems in the meantime. Okay. This is the first time down.
First time down.
First time finding you in violation. No fine at this time. Continued 3 weeks. Continued 3 weeks. So remove extra vehicle. Grass to be replanted. Okay. What's the date in 3 weeks?
The 11th. November 11th.
11. I'm giving you oral notice. I'm telling you right now, that's when the hearing is, okay?
So the 11th is when,
So we don't have to
Well-
send you with Marshall or a green card again.
yeah, we don't have to send you all these nasty notices, so just
Okay.
keep in the back marker there, that's the 11th. And that's it, here, I'll send this to you, send this in the mail,
So-
the written decision.
As of right now, we gotta get the grass planted and we're gonna remove one truck and it's gotta be done by the 11th, so it's clarified, correct?
Correct,
That's all you gotta
Easy
do.
enough.
easy enough.
Easy enough.
I'm glad, good. And I will, I'll just pause all the recording stuff here, because we gotta, here, go hunt down our next victims here. Let's see, so let me do stop share. And we are back. All right, I don't think there's anybody up there for anybody following along at home. We are back to the top at 179 South Main Street on your agendas.
Mr. Seha, that's you.
Yes,
Raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
yes.
Thank you. Put your hand down.
All right, and
Record, this is your attorney, Mr. Hall.
And I always tell the truth, so no worries.
Yeah, so I was worried about you.
So we're gonna do a quick share screen again. And we're gonna go to 179 South Main Street. Stuff there. So first we have the old housekeeping for notice. This item was in front last October 7th. Well, last time, this October 7th.
Yeah, we had an oral notice.
Right, that's what I mean, I was doing this for the folks at home, in case they're keeping score.
See that we're doing it right.
Yeah, make sure we know what we're doing here. And oral notice right there. And then that's that. And here we go, we'll do the pictures. So, what this was storage of contractors' materials in the D residential zone and utilizing a residentially zoned parcel to access.
An overview picture, there's,
Oh.
get this back,
I can do that.
get this back, get it back in my head.
I can do that. Let's go to the 7th. Let's go to. And see if I can get something good here. Help the folks at home, I believe, as well. This is one with the railroad property going along the back of it.
Yeah, I just like to see the picture, I'm pretty sure I got it.
And this was.
Tell me, Hall, you have it because he doesn't know what he's
No, you know what here?
There's definitely one in there.
I have it here.
You know, I have the overview, but they're not of that particular lot,
There you
unfortunately.
go.
I don't even
That's
know
the
why.
aerial photo.
Okay, that's all.
This is the aerial photo with the zones on it.
Yeah.
And this is the survey. Ladies and gentlemen, anybody watching wants to see these things, feel free to come down to the city hall and make a request for it. and I
I'll
will-
call in and we'll.
Provide.
we'll-
I will
Sure.
provide.
Okay, all right, so where are we?
So where this is, last time we were here, there were still some minor items to take care of along the side of the shed and the tree line along the street. I don't know if we were that specific in our decision form, but
Okay, we didn't pick that specific.
yeah. So basically there was a pile of material and things here, and then along the side here. Some really nice
These are
truck.
current pictures.
Oh, I have them close up for you if you want.
Nice
I
job.
mean, this is all done.
Very tidy.
Yeah.
Even that truck is done.
Yeah, exactly. That truck's going because today I went out.
What, the white one?
White one.
Did you
Yeah.
sell it? I gave it away, it's, this way if it's not more clean. God, you
Oh.
didn't give it away.
Okay. Okay, so these are, what's this?
Which one? That is the front of the shed. Oh, yeah, you know, I'm just gonna go down to that picture and I'll worry about it from there. There we go.
I'll begin the process of throwing up now.
There you go.
Jeez.
There we go.
So you ready? I can look?
You go look. Go ahead. You can look now.
Okay, so what's going on there?
Well, these are just, these are vehicles that they are non-commercial and they can be there. So that's
Okay.
not a problem.
All right.
So the long and short of it here is, I never thought I'd say this, the property is clear. And the fence is up delineating the industrial land from the residential land. So that's about as good a compliance as we can get. Now, the only matter that's left is that there was an assessed fine by the hearing officer, $5,000.
Yeah, I don't see it. I see 2,000. How did that get to 5? I must have been annoyed.
There,
It was a bad day.
yeah, it was on, we have a $2,000 fine on February 20th, 2020. And then it was a 5,000 fine at the August 26th hearing with the additional 5,000 if compliance per month was not achieved.
So we got what? We got the 7,000?
Well, actually, I think you were kind and you just said the 5,000 and did away with the first two.
Wow. And so how much more do you want to find them now?
Well, if it was up to me, it'd be 60 grand, but it's up to you at the end of the day.
It's only 50.
So,
It's only 50.
Only 50. So, but I think that's why I think the owner and council are here today to plead their case.
Okay, plead your case.
well, I know you could impose a lot more in fines, but as you know from the history of this matter, we were trying to comply. I think the purpose of fines is twofold. I think it's mostly to encourage compliance and in a timely fashion, and then secondarily to punish the offender. And I think in this case, it worked, encouraged compliance, and I think we're in compliance now, as John points out. And I also think as far as punishing Mr. Sehal goes, for the purposes of this particular matter, which has been kicking around for a year or so, as you're aware, we were trying to buy the rear parcel. We had some title issues and things like that. I mean, he was engaging in, acts to bring him in substantial compliance even before you started, putting in the large fines. The large fines, I think at that stage, I think we were already there, but obviously you just have to cut bait at some point and say, if you guys don't get it done within a certain amount of time. So I get that, but I think, being the balanced, I would argue that, I would argue for a reduced fine because I believe that alternate purpose was served, and I think the punitive element is not really applicable at all, but I understand you have to impose some kind of penalty.
Well, if I don't, everybody's gonna, don't worry about it. When I did reduce it, I reduced the 7,000 to 5,000. I think that was maybe I shouldn't have done it. I could do it today and look great about it. But I think the 5,000.
I mean, we would propose a $2,500 fine.
Okay.
That would be.
Well, I'll tell you what, Attorney Hall, I'm going to do that. Great argument. That'll cover half your fee for today.
Thank you very much.
That's not true.
All right. Oh, you did a great job for your client. I think you've done a good job all along trying to get this thing handled. So I will take all that into consideration, reduce the fine to $2,500. And
Oh, here, I think that's stuck over here.
don't ever come back on this matter again.
I'm not gonna pay no more fine.
No, yeah, you don't want that. Yeah, one's enough.
Okay. don't think if you'd asked for 2, you would have gotten it. I was always gonna go.
You
You didn't leave any money on the table. Don't worry.
I do not excel at negotiation, quite frankly. That's not why people hire me.
Violation cured. Fine reduced to $2,500.
How does that get paid?
Credit?
Gosh,
No, you gotta come out your pocket there. For those, it's one of the last things we do accept checks. And typically I give folks anywhere between 4 and 6 weeks to pay before I send it to Corporation Council.
Okay.
So, or you can do 2 payments in 2 months, that's fine as well. Whatever.
Do you send the bill?
I don't, I have everybody's contact information, so I try and treat everybody as an adult and say,
If you need a bill, I can make one.
yeah, make one up.
No,
We also,
no, I just.
we also will have your decision form here that'll have the.
But just give me the others and everything and.
Yeah, it would just be
and
our
I'll
office.
pay within the 6 weeks of whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll let Attorney Hall know. I put in an email in writing,
Yeah.
all the options there. I don't want to send it to our attorneys to collect, so.
No, it won't happen.
Yeah, so I'll send it to Attorney Hall and we'll get something written up.
Okay. That sounds very good. Thank you very much. That was very good.
do I close this or wait till the fine is paid?
All right, maybe I'm getting soft in these days. You can, how about this? We'll take it off the hearing process. And this way we can keep it in-house over there, in my office to get it paid. Because actually at this point, the only thing that's left is the actual fine, and that is something that we can't really pursue in this venue
Okay.
anymore. It would have to go to the
Violation
corporation
cured,
council.
fine reduced to $2,500, removed from hearing process. That's
it.
That's what we got to say, okay.
And that's the front page for
Get rid
that.
of this.
That.
All set?
Good
Here,
work,
let me,
guys.
Thank you.
Let's
Thank you
stop
for your
here.
patience.
Thank you very much.
I understand. You see these things coming through all the time. and God,
Now
Now we're in TV.
we're on
Now
TV.
you're in this. There's the-
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. For those of you keeping score at home, which is nobody, this is item number 6 on our agenda.
Oh, moving right along.
Moving right along. So this is a new one, and I will share screen here so everybody at home can see what I'm doing, if they really wanted to.
We got
And-
item number 5. Never mind.
Not here. We'll figure it out. That
All right, go
was
ahead.
an interesting story. We'll,
right.
that's actually going to be more of the more fun ones we'll do.
All right, let's do 6.
We'll do number 6. And where did I place it? Here we go. Okay, so this is a new one in front of you. This has not been in front of the hearing process before. So we're going to start with a complaint, which was, I think it's.
Let me get the witness first.
Oh, yes, go ahead. Yes, sorry.
State your name for the record. State your name.
Oh, Neri Siron.
Okay. Raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
There we go. Okay.
Mr. Hayduck, you can continue.
There we go. So we have one of your favorite complaints. This one is in-house.
Oh, God, you guys, the
Yeah, we-
Gestapo's out looking. for-
Yeah, and this was a time, we focused, and I don't expect we see dozens and dozens of files, but we've done a lot on Slocum Street over the past year. That was a street that we focused on for some.
Trying to raise the property values? Is that-
I guess that must be it. Sure, we'll go with that. So, the owner of the property via tax records, Neri Saran, who is here
That's you.
today. There's the tax form. And here's the notice of violation sent, and brace yourself, August 22nd, 2019.
Huh.
And then we got some reasoning for this here, so we're not gonna, we'll get into that in a second.
Okay,
This is the certified mail green card for that notice of violation.
right.
There it is, nice pink paper. Briefly ran out of white paper today. I couldn't find the damn green. Anyway, citation sent October 13th of this year. Right here to the owner of record of 2020.
October 13th, so that's very recent.
Very recent, yes.
Oh, okay.
Well, it was because of, this was actually, can I use it again? COVID. This was
His COVID or your COVID excuse?
exactly, it's both. Mine. It's mine this time. And we have Constable Bondi's service here. which was adequate because we have a body here. So the nature of this violation is twofold, threefold actually. But one is cured, one is almost cured, and one is still in existence. So if we look at the photos here, there we go. Okay, so this is from there's June of 2019. This was,
Why are we looking back that far if this is just, citation is just,
well, the initial complaint came in on March 20th,
when
2019.
did he get the citation?
The notice, well, we have to verify the violation first, and then we send a notice.
Okay, when did he get the notice?
The notice was sent on August 22nd, 2019.
Okay.
So that math works. Thank you for checking. I need that every now and again. Here it is. So here's that photo. Set of photos. There we go. So this is from June 2019. So basically what we have parking in the front setback here, one of your favorites. And we got a new structure going up in the rear of the property and a box truck.
Is there any objection to these photos?
Yeah, I got those on. Yeah, the truck. I got rid of the truck.
Okay,
Hang on there.
the photos are accurate.
Basically, they're okay. They're not. They're
You didn't fake them.
I didn't fake them.
Okay.
So what's the next one I threw on here? I decided to go a little farther, kind of cut through the fat. Went through. I have many more photos, but I went something more recent. This is September 24th, 2020. The box truck has been removed.
Okay.
The structure in the back does remain.
Yep.
And all right, this isn't one area of parking in the front setback here still remains on the side. If you're looking at the house, this is on the left-hand side. Right, correct. I don't know why I went backwards on this one here. There's one set of photos I do want to bring to everybody's attention while we're here. This one right here. So when we first went by, this was all asphalt and parking area.
Mhm.
So these photos here, which I believe that was from April 2020, shows that there was landscaping put in to rectify that portion of the violation here. And so it'd be on the second page on that. There we go.
Okay.
So this is resolved, but as in the previous photos, there may be the next one there. Yeah, on the next page there, there's still the issue on the opposite side. So basically, in front of the door here, this has, even with the door, this has to be landscape.
Gotcha. You can
And,
park all the way back here?
oh yeah, and we'll get to that. We got that. You know, I'm gonna go all the way down to the last set of photos here. Almost the last set of photos. There we go. These are from today.
Are they ready to be looked at? Tell me when you're ready.
Not yet. I got put them through the copier here, and they're out of order. So I do apologize for that. There we go. There they are. Not yet. There we go. Okay, ready now. So this is from today, and that's these photos here.
Gotcha.
And so the structure is still there. Commercial vehicle is still gone, which is good. And on this side, still need the grass to be parked. Now, some other items that I want to bring to everybody's attention is when the notice of violation was first sent, the property owner did contract a surveyor to see if the structure in back met setbacks. The survey shows, not to sound like a game show,
Yeah.
survey says. It did not. So here's the survey. That's a close-up view of it there. But here it is. Basically what it is, it's a nice gazebo, nice little outdoor setup. We got a barbecue.
I like that.
All that stuff is fantastic.
Could
The
you build me
problem-
that? I like that. Wow, that's
Just
great.
call me.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, well, let's get this finished first. Oh,
So
wow.
the problem is the roofed structure that's over it is a structure, so it has to meet setbacks.
This,
Right.
oh, I have to have.
So it's kind of like the same principle.
So
as
if
a
we didn't put
gazebo.
the roof on, it'd be,
Actually, yeah, if there was no roof or posts on it, like footings, then yeah, it'd be fine.
so with this, you need to set back.
Right, it's
How
the
much is the
structure, the
setback?
setback is in this zone, it is a B2 zone, 10 feet.
And how much is it
It
here?
is
Two and a
2.5,
half.
yeah, so you gotta trim that down.
So you have to cut that here.
Basically, yeah, which is a little bit of a shame because I exposed the barbecue, but that's either it's
Or
taking
if
the whole
we
thing
do the
down
whole
or
thing.
cutting it. That's the two.
All right,
So-
so those are the options.
And last but not least, just so I can say why are we here today? I have emails from the surveyor architect, Eric Maglione.
Yeah.
I had,
Don't these guys know about these setbacks when they draw these things for them?
well, they do, but they have to show it's accurate to
Oh, this
reality.
is before he,
That was after it was
this is
built.
after.
Yeah,
So when
after.
he went to do it, he didn't check that you needed a setback.
Right, it was just built. It's
Oh, no.
one of the things, like, just like a shed, some folks, it's, don't know if you need a permit.
Right, well, I ask if you don't, but if you may not like the answer.
Well, that's also true. So basically, I have two emails here. I'll let you read these there. This is just me reaching out to Eric, who's the architect and site planner that was hired. I was looking for some sort of response and I never got one. After the initial email, which is get the date on here for you. I can read sideways. Which is November 19th, 2019. That's when I got the survey and I responded with what we needed.
Okay,
So basically, long story short, what we're at is
Good.
we have some parking in the front setback, still very
that's
minor.
So, okay, you understand the issue with your.
Yeah.
Okay, what is your plan to resolve it?
I have a letter and I understood, I can cut the roof back 10 foot away from the property line, and I'm agree with that. But this is my point, I've been working on a house, and no time for that, but if you want me to do it right away, I can do it right away.
So you're just gonna take the roof structure down,
Yeah,
and then this will be all outdoors, and it'll be in
Or
compliance.
you can just take part of the roof down, and
Okay,
it would be, you can just make it so that the roof is
10 feet away from
10
the
feet away
property.
from the property line. Right,
oh, okay,
you do either way.
all right, so that's your plan.
Okay.
When would you get that accomplished by?
Say it again?
When?
Say it again?
When can you have that done?
Oh, I can have it done, what's today? Today, Wednesday. I can have it done for this Friday.
Okay,
Okay,
we'll get,
okay,
we have to notify the property owner of next meetings and things like that. So we wouldn't be able to feasibly get notice or to, we have to issue a permit for that work.
what's the property owner?
Oh, he is a property owner, sorry, force of habit. We actually, sorry, we actually need to get a permit.
You can't start taking this roof down without,
Well, then the whole structure has to be permitted, so whatever's left has to be permitted.
right, but he can take it down and wait for a permit.
Or if you were to apply for a permit, he can do the work, he has the duration of the permit to do it.
Is that a better way to do it?
I think it would buy him a little bit more time if
Well,
something
I'm gonna give
happened.
him more time, I'm not gonna make him do it by Friday.
Well, that's what I mean, so I say if you gave him a couple weeks, we get the permit in, we can issue it, and then you can, if your time is tight,
Mhm.
a lot of things can happen between now and Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, I just asked him when I asked him, what gives me a feel of how hard the project is.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Okay, so we're gonna talk 3 weeks then, because we're not having a hearing in 2 weeks.
right.
So 3 weeks from now, you should have progress on this, either a permit applied for this done or whatever. That's that part of it. What about what are you gonna do
Oh.
about,
Sorry, I jumped the gun. Share screen. There we go. The parking, I'm assuming you're going with here?
whatever's left?
Where is that area? This area, right? So, it's a terrible picture, my fault. Where is it? Oh, of course. Close your eyes. Oh, damn it.
People don't find this entertaining?
I don't know how. I don't know how they don't find this entertaining.
Where's the one where you have
Get
the,
dizzy when they're
I
watching.
get dizzy. That might be it. Yeah, word might be getting
where
out.
you have the drawing of what it has to be, where it has to be?
Well, it would just. Well,
I had a picture with it.
it's got to be up here somewhere. That's why I have these huge presentations here, and I could probably trim that down a little bit. See, I didn't do it on this one. Figures. Let's see. Where did I do it? Oh,
We all sat on our heads.
I know,
To
right?
be able to see all of it.
Sorry. Is on that the first one there I gave you? That one right there?
Yeah,
Yes,
this is
that
the
one.
This is
Okay.
the one I want.
There, you know, then close your eyes real quick. There we go. And I got to turn it a couple times. All right, you're good.
Okay.
There we go.
What are you gonna do with that?
This little bit has to be grass, just like you did up here.
Right there, when you have a picture before that without the car,
Yeah,
from the entrance over there is I put some slab over there. From that corner, I want to do concrete all the way up to here. Would you see the piece of wood over here?
right here,
All the way down. Yeah, no, all the way down
all the
here.
way down,
Like second line.
right here.
So where the corner of the wood is.
Right here. Is a concrete over here. I want to do a slab over here to the steps. I want to come over and go straight to the line over here.
Well, you could do that as a
Yeah.
walkway,
Yeah.
but anything in front, like here,
Mm-hmm.
has to be grass.
All the way like from here to here.
Right, exactly. So you got to even this out.
Okay, like I can take this post all the
Yeah.
way down to here
Yep, and it's got to be even.
with the line of the house.
Right, exactly.
Okay, I will.
There we go. Oh, that'll work.
Okay, how long's that gonna take?
That one, wow. I've been doing this, like little by little because I'm not like rich guy, and I do with every money comes, weekly, and I do after work. It's gonna take probably, I have to say, like a month and a half. I've been working little by
I
little.
understand. Let's get this first problem solved. We'll come back in 3 weeks. I'd like to see at least get started on that.
On this one.
Yeah. Get that.
I can do this garden all the way along with the house, and like in 3 weeks,
All right.
and the same,
Yeah,
I want the
let's do
same,
that.
and the same thing on the other side. So-
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
All right, so we're gonna give you 3 weeks to get everything moving. I don't expect it all done,
Okay.
but I expect progress.
I believe you have
Let's see
the
if I-
form there.
okay,
It's there somewhere. I know that when surveys get brought out, it's things get messy.
I'll let you just take back what you need and then we'll find
There you
what's
go.
left.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, and now pick all this up. There we
All right, so this is the first time down for me, right?
go. Correct.
Yes, to here.
Let's do it.
First time down. Violation found. Continued 3 weeks. So, give me the date again, 11.
The 11th, yes.
11/11/20. For progress. $150 fine. Understand, it could be $150 a day. I'm just gonna give you a $150 fine.
Right. One fine, not many, just
I'm giving you oral notice, telling you right now to come back on the 11th. So we're not gonna have to send a marshal to review. And, is that everything? Oh, I wanted to put some notes in here.
Well, I'm gonna be a second.
Roof, structure, and grass, so I know what I'm looking at it next time. Okay, that's my findings today.
There we go.
Do you understand everything? You have any questions?
I just have a question.
Yeah.
With the roof structure, I just had to cut half of the roof to get 10 feet away, or I had to take the whole thing?
What would be, it would be the roof,
Mm-hmm.
and if there's any posts,
Mm-hmm.
the posts have to be taken down too.
The post has to be taken
Right,
out.
so basically anything that's in that
Mhm.
10 feet.
Yeah.
That's roof or a beam
I've been,
has to come out.
okay.
All right, thank you. You know, I'm gonna get this organized when we're paused for a second here. So we are all set. I'm gonna make sure, yep, nobody here still. Nobody likes what we do. All right, so we're going. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for all of nobody that's here. We are on item number 3, which is 51 Glasser Street. This was here in front of us on October 7th. And I'll be doing a share screen. And we're gonna do 51 Glasser. So the decision form from October 7th was for oral notice for today. The property owner is not here. I have not heard anything from the property owner. But we'll digress. He does know that he did have notice that he was here. And actually, I gave him a piece of paper as well. So this one, as a refresher, was an auto repair and a converted garage. So here's the pictures. These are from this morning. I did get I got a message from the property owner, and the property owner also stated on the 7th that he would have his tenant remove all implements of the auto repair and unregistered cars. For point of reference, this was, see if I have a good set of photos. This is from 9/3, which were part of the record on the October 7th hearing. And in those photos, those earlier photos, there were tires, unregistered cars strewn on the street. There was inoperable vehicles in the driveway. The owner, for his part, did say it was going to get cleaned up by today, and it is in far, far better shape than it was. So,
Are there any violations?
well, this is where it does get a little interesting, and I was kind of hoping the property owner would be here. But the issue now we still have is the converted garage. And it's upside down, close your eyes, and we're good. So we still have the idea of this converted garage.
Okay, but I said, we're not addressing that. So continue 2 weeks to address issues, but not the converted garage.
Not the converted
I
garage,
wanted to
because
see if we get all this done.
all that done first.
And he did all this.
He did.
Okay, now let's address the
Now
converted
it's
garage.
right, yes. So where this gets interesting is we had a permit back in 2006 for the property, back in 2005, I should say, that was inspected in 2006. The property owner's claim the last time he was in here was that we had inspected the property and it was like the conditions today. So I do have the certificate that we did go out there and do an inspection. Obviously they have the signed copy, that's our system copy, and there's the permit. Now, the 2 inspectors that signed the sheet, that signed the permit and actually went out and did the inspection, Those are the good old days when we had hand sketches to, both of the inspectors, they no longer work here, so we can't actually, we could theoretically try and question them, try and get them to sign something, say, were they out there? But if all that was true, meaning that the certificate was issued in 2006, that if the conditions were like this in 2006, then we have a standing policy here that that should have been addressed, the actual converted garage at that time,
Okay,
because we had two inspectors inspecting the property. Now, the second part of this, there's only two.
still trying to follow the first one, go on.
Well, the second part would be, we would still want to do an inspection of the property to ensure that that conversion is not a illegal apartment.
What gives you this conversion was done and approved and inspected?
No, the conversion was not.
Okay, what?
Basically, what they're saying is that there were inspectors that went out to the property to inspect the permit that was issued in 2005,
Right,
and the garage was converted back then. We were not inspecting that work, but the garage was converted at that time, and we took no action.
and so you waited 15 years to take action?
That's why typically our policy has been, if we have conducted more than one inspection into conditions that, like this, then we say we should have done something at the time.
And what happens?
Well, that's where I was hoping I gotta get a hold of the owner, because we still, when we see a converted garage, that is evidence to request an inspection. Doesn't have to provide it, but we can request it. And if he does, we can go in and see if it is a third unit. If it's a third unit, or an additional unit that's not supposed to be there,
Right, what if he says no?
if he says no, then we would decide how we want to pursue it. We can either say, we did not see this and we can leave it be, or we could pursue it with our law department to get an administrative search warrant.
Why are we doing this to this guy?
Like, to be completely honest, that's why we have that policy of, I was not aware of this until we did the research, till he mentioned that there was a permit pulled many years ago, and that there was inspectors. So,
But no one's complaining.
no one's complaining. The initial complaint, which I have here, I'll be more than happy to just show you, was not about that. It was all about
What about this stuff?
all about the junk in the cars and all that,
Which he cured.
which he cured.
So you got a complaint that's been cured.
That, correct. The garage was noticed upon our inspection. I guess the current inspector was a little more thorough. So that's why in lieu of the property owner being here, I would like to request this being removed from the hearing process. I would like to keep the file open administratively so I can have a conversation with our law department to see how to approach, because the reason being, we are now aware of this converted garage. Heaven forbid there is an illegal apartment in there and something happens, we are liable. But if we have absolutely zero right to inspect on a legal level, we can't.
Okay,
But if there's a way to do it just to cover the city's liability
all right.
against a potential illegal apartment.
That sounds a reasonable approach for everybody. Phew, good.
Yeah.
That's-
That was an interesting, most of the time when people make the claim that inspectors have been out and seen this, it's not our inspectors.
Right.
It's probably from like the tax office or something like that. This one actually was us.
Okay. Violations from the complaint have been cured.
That's what the order there, right?
No fine. Getting 2 weeks he did.
Correct.
Okay. Now, what do you want me to say here?
You can say the old file is removed from hearing process.
File removed from hearing process.
However you want to word this, like, remain open administratively, and
Do I have to say all that, or I just remove
you
it?
can say remove from process and keep it there, and it said, or you can just say file remains open
Okay.
and just leave it at that, because it's off the hearing process, which is true, and the file is still open, which is
Okay.
true.
All right, that'll make everybody,
And that might also get the property owner to,
clearly if it's, if he didn't do anything wrong, he'd let you in, so,
well, I mean, good, I didn't ask him yet.
okay.
It's just that the way it works for us is that we have to find evidence of an illegal apartment. One thing that we have done, and it stood up in court and in ZBA hearings, converted garages.
Okay.
That's enough,
That's
typically been enough to get us to at least send an inspection request to inquire. Now, when we send an inspection request, Fourth Amendment says you can say, no, you're not coming in here. And then we have to go to the next level, we have to go to administrative search warrants and things like that. I haven't done one of those in a long time, so that'd be nice.
Okay, good. I want you to have fun.
I don't know if it's fun, but we'll get the gears moving in the right direction again. Okay. That was 51, AKA 49 Glasser. Oop, look at that. All right, last of the files to be decided on today, 39 Toilsome Avenue. There's the memo. And again, those of us playing along at home, this is item number 5 on the agenda.
This is new?
This is a new one, yes, brand new. So let me get the screen share again, up here, and we'll do 39 Toilsome. There are some of these to speed up the process here a little bit. Yeah, okay, so,
Yeah, I'm still reading.
okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we have the initial complaint, which came in on May 4th, 2020. And as
The
far,
unknown caller.
no, we actually do. If you read the paragraph, the little detail section, gentleman does leave his name and phone number.
Let me read.
Right here, right above the box, above the Q&A.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, what an appropriate name.
Sometimes it falls in line. So
Okay.
that's the complaint received for 39
I have a
Toilsome
copy of
Avenue.
this.
I will.
I want to frame this.
I'll do that. I'm done for you. Well, this gets a little more interesting. Just a little spice to it. This is the owner of record. He's literally oceans away.
Honolulu, okay.
Yeah, Nolly Willie Street. Great name. This one's got it all.
Like some kids making all this up.
Yeah, I know. Right? So here's the notice of violation to the owner of record. And I'll scroll down for those of us at home. There's owner of record. And there's the notice that you have in your hand there.
Yep.
And this is the certified mail So it actually got to Hawaii and came back.
Very nice.
As
long as it's not a voting ballot, it will get through.
Yeah, shocking, right? And then here's the citation. Now, we got a little creative on this one because Constable Bondi is a great guy, but we're not paying for him to go to Hawaii. So what he did was, and we discussed this with our council, the Mr. Bixby, the owner of the property at 39, also owns number 37, Toilsome. And that is a house. There is an actual house on the property. The number 39 is vacant. So we got the okay to serve 37 Toilsome, knowing that was his renters. And the renters.
What was wrong with the certification? Was that this back?
Right, well, no, we send these out for the hearings
Oh,
to make sure people get them in time for the
Oh,
hearings.
okay.
So in case the mail is slow, we always cover ourselves here.
so you just gave this,
To number 37, to the renters there who rent from Mr. Bixby, who owns 37 and 39 Toilsome. And I'll show you how that works in a moment.
okay?
So, in fact, you know what? I will, if you want to close your eyes for a second, I will get to that right now, just for everybody at home. So, let me see. So here we go. All right, you're good. Here's number 37.
Right,
Here's 39,
okay,
where we're talking about. So it is actually two lots.
right,
So number 37 has the occupants.
right.
So our logic was they pay the rent to Mr. Bixby, they can get a hold of him. And sure enough, as done by our memo, Mr. Bixby did contact me. It was a little late in the game, it was on Friday, but he eventually contacted me. And we'll just get to what the problem at hand here is. And I got my photos here. There we go. So this one may not even need to turn to figure it out. Looking straight on from Toilsome Avenue, we have a commercial trailer.
Okay.
And you can see it on there, even though it's sideways, it's a commercial trailer. This one I went by a bunch of times because of its location. I needed to go buy it a lot, so I didn't copy every picture I have here. But just to show over time, this was August, right there, and here's those photos. That was August 20th, 2020. And this is September 10th. Trailer's still there. And this is up close and personal. This is from October 2nd. Got the zoom going on that one. And last but not least, this is from this morning.
Okay,
So, and last very small nugget, I was able to see at some of these pictures who owns the trailer, the name
yeah,
on the trailer.
right,
Looked it up, and I have phone number, address, the whole 9 yards. I did contact that number, left a message on 6/11/20. At this point, when I realized that the owner was living in Hawaii, might be try and get a hold of the guy who owns the trailer, get him to move it.
right.
But that was unsuccessful.
So what,
So the issue is it's a commercial trailer on a vacant property.
this is the owner of the property doesn't own the trailer.
Correct.
So aren't these guys getting paid for it?
Well,
You're not
here's
letting a trailer sit there for nothing.
Well, here's what I got from the owner when he eventually called me on Friday, was that he was going to start developing the property this past spring to build. It is a legal building lot. So this is an absolutely acceptable lot he can build. So he was gonna start that, and
COVID.
yeah, I guess you could say that, but he didn't bring that up. He just said that finances didn't allow it, so it could be because of COVID indirectly. And this trailer belongs to the guy who was going to be his GC for the whole project.
Right,
And he was getting permits, clearing the land, getting everything in order. So I told the property owner, I said, look, I understand, and, but that can't stay there. And he also said that he tried using the line that you can have one commercial vehicle on a property under a 1-ton capacity. Trailer is not a vehicle, it's equipment. So it would have to be removed. After a little bit of a discussion, he did say, if you can give me a couple weeks just to make sure I can get a hold of the owner. Robert is the owner of the trailer. I'm guessing that's the R in the RW remodeling. And I said, look, I said, it just has to be gone. Obviously, I don't think there's a way I can get contact to you in a week. So I have no problem with 2 weeks. Being in Hawaii and receiving the word of the hearing today on Friday, kind of figured he wasn't going to fly out here.
Right.
And so I said, very rare moment of, shall I say, leniency. I'll put in the 2 weeks request for you. And I ended the phone conversation with, it better be gone in 2 weeks.
All right, so it's actually gonna get 3, right?
Well, he's gonna get 3, yeah. So, yeah, let's see where that
All right, so,
transpires.
well, we can put a fine in, and we can always,
Yeah, give him a little something to make sure he does it.
violation found. Maximum fine is $600. Why is that?
Well, because it's very early, we sent the citation, I believe, on the 14th or 13th. And then you can't fine for the first 5 days.
Okay,
So we can only get them from the 18th to today. That's 4 days, $600.
okay, you're recommending 300.
Yeah, I mean,
No, I think we should go with more. 300 is not gonna be anything. But we'll put in the whole $600, and we can always drop it if.
so we can see what happens in
3 weeks, if it's all fixed, we won't care.
Right.
$600 fine. Continued 3 weeks. So 11/11/20, need notice.
We'll probably have to do the same thing again.
I'm starting to get the feeling the sooner I put the fine in, the sooner we get action.
This is probably true.
So might as well.
That's why I noted that. So we got that notice, notice, what does that say? Pesky citation. There we go. Citation, notice. I got a copy of that for you as well.
Just gotta-
I'll put that separately, but I'll copy that. There we go, and so we get these over here. Not that I ever anticipate getting appealed, but just easier for the law department when everything's in order.
Oh, one of these days,
What is it somebody's going to, yeah.
and what's the worst? We have to look at the file again, it's in some kind of order.
Yeah. So that's, you want to look at it? May I? And so what we have remaining on this is the 2 status updates. I don't have the files here with me because they are good news, and they were ones that were just, we were looking for some action, and we got that action. So, this here, and they will, one will have to eventually come back, but not immediately. So, first one is 105 South Main Street. This one was just, if you remember, I will be more than happy to actually share the screen here and, oh, there we go. Let's go to, come on. Oh, there we go.
I can look.
Almost. Okay, here, you can look now.
Okay.
I'm just gonna zip in real quick, just gonna do this, there we go. So this one was the dormer expansion.
Right.
and he had to set it back in the requirement of 2 feet from this corner.
Okay.
He basically took this dormer and went across the whole thing. By our standards today, this dormer is not legal, but it's existing, so we leave it. Anything new has to be set in. He submitted plans. We reviewed them. He did good. The only problem was he gave us the plans for the dormers to be set in on the front, but not that. So he asked if he can get a week to just do that. And then once he does that, he already has a permit for the work.
Oh, okay.
It's ongoing. This is under construction as we speak.
Oh, okay.
So he would just amend the permit. And the only way this one would ever come back is if he like abandons the job or something like that.
Okay.
If he finishes it out, which he should, because I believe he's converting this to 5-family from 3-family, so he's looking to make some cash.
Sure.
I think he has all the motivation to fix it. And the last one on here, 2 Crown, was, I'll put this back here. This one's very simple. We threatened them with basically don't come back or else we're going to fine you kind of deal. This one was, there we go. If you remember, they had some equipment in the back here.
Yeah.
It's this big vacant lot, and they had a huge HVAC
Yeah.
piece right here.
Yeah.
Basically, he wasn't here. We gave him 2 weeks to clean it up. Sent him the decision form.
Right.
Calls kicking and screaming. What's going on? I did the whole 9 yards. And I said, look, you just removed the little bit in the back and that piece of HVAC equipment, you're done. That was on Friday. I got a call on Monday. He said it's done. Went out Tuesday, it's out. So this one, it has actually been closed administratively.
Okay.
So this is done. So it's just on there because there were items that he had continued, but we left them open to possibly be closed administratively. One of them has, and God willing, the other one will as well.
All right. Good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, for nobody that was here, we are all set. Good night.
Wow. Not bad at all.